There, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and today we have a top 10 list for you. Today we're going to look at the top 10 Modern Masters cards that need to be reprinted in Modern Masters 2015. So what's the criteria for this? A lot of it's financially driven. We're going to be looking at the top 10 cards from the original Modern Masters that are still priced too high in the secondary market for players to really be able to comfortably get their hands on and build their Modern decks. But we'll also look at cards, obviously, that have some utility, especially in Modern, but also in casual formats. So we'll get started by saying Tamagotchi won't be on the countdown because we know he's coming back. He has been announced at the PAX conference that he is going to be reprinted in Modern Masters 2015, and the price that all the prices you'll see today are TCG player mid value prices. Currently, as of the taping of this video, he's at 202.45, and this is well after the announcement was made that he's going to be reprinted coming up in the Modern Masters 2015 set. So this card just can't be stopped, and it's just such a powerful card. It's a powerhouse creature, and you can play this guy in Legacy. You can definitely play him in Modern. He's a darling of the collectors because he's just gone up in value so much and held his value. The only printings that have existed of him are from Future Sight, was the original printing in kind of that future shifted card border that looks a little different. Some people may or may not like that version. It seems like a lot of the collectors like it because it is the original version. And then it was reprinted as a mythic rare then in Modern Masters. So in Future Sight, it was a rare, but we didn't have mythics back then. So rares were a little rarer than they are today because you didn't have a mythic slot to kind of divide that up. So nowadays you have less rares, so they're a little more common, if that makes sense. Tamagotchi then showed up as a mythic rare in Modern Masters, and it's still valued over $200. Main problem was Modern Masters print run was so small that it really did nothing but actually increase the price of Tamagotchi because players started to get more interested in Modern when they were able to get their hands on Modern Masters. And maybe you open a pack and you're lucky and you get one Tarmogoyf, but now I do need three more to build a deck. So how am I going to get those three? Well, now I'm going to the secondary market because packs of Modern Masters are too expensive and I can't find any. And guess what happens? Now this new player is interested in Modern. They're out there looking for the stable card. The stable card is going to go up in value even more. So this time around, Wizards has said they are going to up the print run, but we don't know for sure what that's going to look like yet. And I don't know if it's just going to be enough to meet the demand at this point. I don't know how they're going to be able to print enough to meet the demand and still kind of keep it as a special quote unquote limited product. So having said that, let's get into the actual countdown with number 10, and that's Pact of Negation, currently valued at $20.75. This card saw a little bit of attention after the last Pro Tour when it was in the Amulet deck, which came in second place in the Pro Tour, and there were a number of players that did very well with the Amulet deck. The Amulet deck has always been a fringe deck in Modern for many years, and this was the Pro Tour that really kind of came into the spotlight, and as players saw it, as they started kind of deck listing it, more people wanted it. Pact of Negation was in there as a combo with Hive Mind to basically force your opponent to have to pay the activation cost of Pact of Negation on their upkeep, and if they couldn't do it, which in most cases they couldn't, then they would lose the game. So this has seen a price increase recently. This might be a little unstable, though. It's not a card I would invest in just because once everybody's prepared for Amulet and they start sideboarding against it, this card could go back down. But right now, I do think it would be nice just to get some more copies in the environment. Number 9 is Aether Vial, and that's clocking in at $24.50. And Aether Vial is an interesting card. When the Modern format started, I think a lot of people thought, wow, Aether Vial is going to be powerful. Is this a card that's going to need to get banned? It never really made the huge splash or really reveal itself as broken or anything like that. But it's a fun card, and it's a very fun casual card, and it sees legacy play as well. And it's had relatively limited printings. After the Meriden block, it was seen in a From the Vault, and then of course it was seen here in the original Modern Masters. So it'd just be nice to get that price down, especially for casual players. Number 8 is Blood Moon, clocking at $26.20. For many years, Blood Moon was kind of overlooked. It was originally a rare in the dark back in 1995, and it wasn't reprinted again until 9th edition, which put it in the Modern Legal landscape. And at that point, people started using it as a sideboard card. For many years, this card was a $5, $10 rare. It's obviously gone up now to $26.20. The main reason for the increase recently has been this is the card that stopped the Amulet deck in the Pro Tour. So the opponent of the Amulet deck actually had these in their main deck and more on the sideboard. And a lot of folks realized after that Pro Tour, wow, we need to at least be sideboarding these things. So it did see a little bit of a price increase. It's a solid modern card, and it's a solid modern strategy. And I think it will continue to at least stay at that level. So it's good to get more of those out there for players to be able to purchase. Number 7, Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker. He's coming in at $26.99, and he is part of the Splinter Twin deck. He can pull off that kind of broken Splinter Twin combo, and basically you take any creature that can untap a creature when it comes into play, you copy it, untap Kiki Jiki, tap them to copy it, so on and so forth, until you have limitless amounts of creatures that can go in and attack with haste, and you win the game. So it's a casual card as well, but it does have a place in Modern, so we'll continue to see play there in Modern. And it was a mythic, actually, in the original Modern Masters, and still holds a pretty nice price tag. Doubling Season comes in at number 6 at $28.12, and this one's maybe less of an actual modern staple and just more of an awesome casual card that people love, and it can just do some crazy broken things, especially when you mess around with it in like Commander and stuff like that. So that's what's really driving the price of this one. It was a rare in the original Modern Masters. It'd just be nice to get more copies in the player's hands, especially for Commander players and a lot of casual players. Number 5, Sword of Light and Shadow, and this is already, wow, valued at $34.85. It just seems really high, but it's a very sought after card. It's maybe not quite as good as the other swords. I am predicting that Modern Masters 2015, we are going to see a mythic cycle of all 5 of the swords. The first Modern Masters had 2 swords, and now Scars of Mirrodin is going to be part of Modern Masters 2 scope. So I think the other 3 swords will make it in there. This one being the less exciting of maybe all 5, or at least you could say 4th or 5th. Couldn't see maybe a price decrease if more of these are printed, although I don't think it'll be a very big decrease. These are still great and really fun in limited games, but they're still great in aggro decks. Speaking of swords, this is probably the best one, Sword of Fire and Ice, which comes in at number 4, currently valued at $56.99. The reason this one is the best is it gives you protection from red and blue, so it protects you from all those kind of bounce effects from blue, direct damage from red, and then it also can do direct damage itself and draw you a card. So this is where you want to be, awesome aggro card to play in not only Modern, but this could also cross over into a Legacy, and definitely an awesome casual card as well. Cryptic Command. So, interesting fact about Cryptic Command, the last couple of cards we saw were mythics in the original Modern Masters. This was printed as a rare, and it was a rare in Lorwyn as well. Again, didn't have mythics back at that point. But still $58.33 for this thing, and it's a great control card. Awesome in Modern. Another good casual card just to play around with, and that's just driving the price. Number 2, Vadalian Click, and this one is a whopping $72.58 now for this card. This just keeps going up and up and up, and what's kind of started out as a card that was good for control decks. Now a lot of people are trying to create that Bitter Blossom Fairies deck now that Bitter Blossom has been unbanned in Modern, and this of course is a key piece to that deck. So I just think this card is going to maintain its value, maybe slip a little bit right when Modern Masters 2015 comes out, assuming it is reprinted in there, but if it does, it won't be for long. I just don't know how to control. This feels like a Tarmogoyf to me. I just don't know how it's ever going to get the price under control. I mean, short of just printing it at Common or something crazy. I don't know how you're going to stop this thing. So, knowing that Tarmogoyf is not part of the countdown, number 1 is probably pretty easy to guess. And it is Bob, Dark Confidant, and he is coming in right now at $74.95, just a slightly higher than Click. And he has lost a little value when Bloodbraid Elf got banned. He was a key component in the same decks that wanted that card, but it's still an amazing card, and it's just a matter of time before it gets to see more play again, and it is already seeing a lot of play. I mean, there were definitely a lot of copies of the Pro Tour for the last Modern Pro Tour, so this is an awesome card. This is another one that feels like Tarmogoyf and Click, where it's just price is just out of control, and I don't know how or it's ever going to get back under control. So hopefully Wizards has a good plan for their reprint strategy when it comes to Modern Masters 2015. These 10 cards are cards that, like I said, from a financial point of view, desperately, we really need a reprint. And I think from a playability point of view, these are all playable, fun cards that we just need to get more copies out there to allow more players to enjoy them. So, having said that, what did we miss? Tell us in the comments below if there's anything that you would have put in your top 10 that we didn't put. And hey, thanks for watching. As always, please remember to like and subscribe. Have a great day.